Today, I am going to tell a story about an Avadhuta or jeevanmuktha. His name was Chavatupadi Swamigal. So, there is a famous temple in Trivandrum city called Srikandeshwaram temple. It is a Shiva temple that is known to everybody. Very occasionally, rarely, I used to go there. Most part of my life, I was staying at a place called Tambanur in Trivandrum. Once, I went to the Srikandeshwaram temple on foot. I started walking from Tambanur. I passed Padangadi Mahaganavati temple, and on the way to the Srikandeshwaram temple, there are small shops on the right side. In front of one of the shops, I saw a sannyasi like man clad in white clothes. He never wore shirt and he was dark in complexion, a very pleasing personality. He was doing arati in front of a small room. Formerly it was a shop. I stood there and looked inside the room, an empty room. There, inside the room, I saw a photograph, a photo. It was hanging on the wall. A photo of a sannyasi. The sannyasi is similar to the sannyasis that we find in Himalayan ranges. The hairs twisted together. In Malayalam we call Jada. He looks like Himalayan sannyasi. And this man, this sannyasi whom I met outside the shop, he was doing arati, that is lighting camphor. I was eager to know more about that. So I stood a while and I asked him what he is doing. I recognized him because 2 months before I saw this particular man sitting inside the Srikandeshwaran temple. He was in a meditative posture. So I asked this sannyasi, Swami, what are you doing here? He called me Magane and he pointed that photo. That photo is the photo of Chavatupadi Swami. He is called Chavatupadi Swami. Now he is no more. He entered Samadhi. And he started explaining to me the story of this Chavatupadi Swami. Most of the time he used to spend on the footsteps of that shop. Chavatupadi means in English it is called footsteps. So he used to sleep on the footsteps of that shop. So people called him Chavatupadi Swami. And in the daytime, he used to wander through the streets of Tambanu, East Fort, and neighboring areas. At noon, he used to gaze at the sun continuously for hours. So people understood that he had some extraordinary powers. And unlike other men, he was an Avaduta, or he had some strange faculties. And some people gathered around him, and he had devotees also. And one day, a bus carrying tourist passengers came in front of Padmanabha Swami temple. And these tourist people came from Andhra Pradesh. So these passengers in that bus identified these Avadhuta. They recognized him and they met the nearby people and talked to them and said, why he is here? because till then nobody know anything about this Avaduta, because he never talked to anybody. He looked like a beggar. He ate nothing. He wandered. So the people in this bus, the entire people, they said this Avaduta is known to them very clearly. His relatives are known to them. He belonged to Andhra Pradesh. Formerly, he was a judge in the court of Andhra. And these passengers in the bus said, when they reach Andhra, they will inform this to the relatives of this Avaduta, so that they will come and take him to the homeland. And saying this, the passengers in the bus, they returned back to Andhra Pradesh. On the next day, very next day, in the midnight hours, there was a very heavy downpour, very heavy down with the thunder and lightning. So, at about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, they heard that there is nearby persons, those who were staying near, they heard a screaming voice, a loud cry of this sannyasi or Avaduta. But they were afraid to come out from their houses. Heavy rain, thunder, lightning, and everybody know the condition of that road. If there is a continuous rain for 1 hour, that road will be filled with water. There will be flood also. So that was the condition. So nobody came out from the house. But at about 5 o'clock in the morning, the rain subsided. Everything became very calm. 1 or 2 devotees who were staying nearby, they came in front of the shop. What they saw, the Savaduta was sitting in a meditative post, that is in Padmasana. Legs folded together, hands in Chin Mudra, and he was sitting very erect, body in a erect position, straight position. They shook him, and those who know more about the science, they understood that he entered Samadhi. So a photographer came and he took a photo. This is the photo that is hanged on the wall of that shop. And so immediately the followers, those who were very near and dear to him, that is the followers, devotees of that area, some people gathered round, and he was taken to Puthangota's area. Puthangota means there was a crematorium ground, a famous crematorium in the city. He was carried there and he was cremated. And everything over, he was cremated. On the very next day or other day, within 2 days, his relatives came to carry him to the homeland. They inquired nearby shops, owners, and other householders, and they told the whole story. There is nobody, he entered Samadhi, and we have cremated him also. So his relatives went in despair. In a sorrowful mood, they returned back to the Andhra Pradesh. So this story, the entire story, the short story of the Savaduta was told by, narrated by this old man. He called me Magane. I was only 30 years at that time. He was having more than 72. A man in dark complexion, but with a very pleasing face, mild manner. He approached me. Where are you going, Magane, oh son? I am going to Srikandeshwara temple. So he explained. So this Avadutas or jeevanmuktas are like this. Nobody know from where they come, where they go. So before reaching the relatives, before they reach, he entered samadhi because they can understand very well the events that are going to happen. So this is the short story of Chavutubadi Swami or a Jeevan Mukta. I am ending my words here.